Hi, I'm Will with the Food Bank, and today we're going to make a couple recipes for St. Patrick's Day. Who are you?
My name's Deanna Johnson, and I work in the kitchen at the food bank.
Today we're going to be making some shepherd's pie, and
Roast beef hash.
so we're going to start with some potatoes. For the shepherd's pie, we're going to start with some red russet potatoes. Any type of potato will do. Potatoes are versatile. You can boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew, whatever you want. Nice. Now, I like to leave the skins on. Do you leave the skins on?
Depends on the potato. For reds, yes, I usually do.
Okay. You can use canned potatoes too at this point. If you have canned, you can use any type that you want for this dish. I'm going to add in the onions. We've got peas, carrots, green bean, and corn. And you can use frozen or canned or fresh. So I'm going to get the potatoes in the water, season with salt. And I'm going to get the ground beef, get it into a hot skillet with some oil, and start breaking up that mince. You want to get the fat rendered out and cook it a little more so that fat comes back into the meat. And I'm going to season it with salt, pepper, and garlic. Just keep breaking it up and move it around. And then once the meat is browned up, I'm going to add in those vegetables. And again, the onions, carrots, green beans, corn, and peas. And all of them are frozen, so we're going to want to cook them up a little differently this time. We want to make sure that they're going to be cooked in thoroughly so we don't have any uneven textures. And that's just going to sit over the heat while we are prepping the rest of our dish. So we're going to drain our potatoes, get them seasoned, some salt, pepper, garlic, and then we're going to add a lot of love. What is that love?
Butter.
Butter. Good.
Butter.
I like to use a hand mixer or a stand mixer when I'm making mashed potatoes. Instead of mashing by hand, you do what you want. I'm going to add in some milk. You can use heavy cream. You can also use cream cheese, ranch dressing.
Sour cream is really good
Sour
too.
cream is good in a mash. And then we're going to just keep getting that ready. And I like to make a wetter mashed potato when it's going to be baked in the oven. That way some of that moisture cooks out and it sets up a little nicer. We're going to prepare our baking dish. Melt a little butter in there to grease the pan. You can use cooking spray, oil, whatever you've got that can grease the pan. I'm going to add a bit of beef jarred gravy. This will ensure richness and flavor, as well as additional seasoning and body to it. Just toss that in. I always add less to start with because you can always add more. If we did over add the gravy, you can cook it a little longer to reduce the moisture content in the pan. Add it into the bottom of the pan, and I'm going to get this ready to go, making sure it's nice and even, then dollop the potatoes. And then we're going to spread the mash out on top. I'm going to drop it a few times to make sure there's no pockets of air in there. And then fork the potatoes to ensure fluffiness, and that'll help it brown up nicely in the oven.
All right, here we go. We're going to be putting together our roast beef hash now. This is beef I had left over from the day before from a pot roast, so it's already cooked real tender and seasoned. All we got to do is chop it real fine. We're just going to set that beef aside, and we're going to dice our potatoes. We're using reds today. Our pan's already heated and has oil in it, so you want it to be hot when you drop those potatoes in. You get it sizzling. Spread them around evenly, season, and let them fry, get brown. Don't stir them a lot. Add your onions later on because they will burn if they're on the bottom first. Once your potatoes are nice and soft, brown, add your meat in there and mix it up. We're going to serve this with over medium fried eggs. About a low to medium heat for your eggs.
Can you use any other kind of egg? Can you make another type of egg?
It's not as good because I think you want that yolk to be in there.
I would serve it with scrambled too.
You can, or you could serve it in an omelet.
Okay.
There you go.